Ryan, great to see you. First of all, how's things over in Sydney? Obviously, we've heard reports that in Australia it's been slightly less of a lockdown, less strict than we have over in the UK.
I've been keeping an eye on all the statistics and stuff like that and all the numbers. And it's everything's far dramatically less over here, which is obviously, it's good for relaxing the laws now, about lockdown. They're still really, really cautious with what they're doing because they can't take anything for granted. But signs are good, early doors. Hopefully, continue to get better as we go along.
And the kids are back at school over there. Your homeschooling days are over.
That was a nightmare. But yeah, the last 2 weeks, it's been compulsory 1 day a week for the kids just to get used to it again and try and get up to speed with this social differences in the classrooms. But the other 4 days of the week, it's been optional, so you could send them if they want. And I felt quite comfortable, given the good numbers, let's say, how there's not many cases over here about it really, so feel quite comfortable about sending them longer. So I sent them all week this week. I think it's going to be compulsory 5 days from next week on anyway. So it's back to school, which is homeschooling was a nightmare. Like learning it's one thing. I was quite good at learning it, but teaching it to someone who doesn't want to learn it, that's another thing. It gets very frustrating at times. I'm sure you're well aware.
Wasn't double maths every day, was it, with you?
Well, no, I've tried to do any maths, and that's what I was frustrating. Just to get him to do any maths was a nightmare. He'd rather make something, or he's more creative than I am. He's more artistic. So my brain's wired up different to his already. So I'm going to fight the losing battle. Two differences.
And you're back in training with the Roosters as well.
We've had I think 3 weeks now back in training, and things have gradually built up. Like the first week was no contact. We're not allowed to do any contact, but now it's pretty much full training because we've got the game starting next week. The season starts again, which is great. So everyone's just happy just to be running around again. Being in close quarters, your teammates. It's first day back at school again, when you go back to see all your mates. It's exactly the same. We don't grow up, we still run around.
And what's it been like going back with all the protocols? We've obviously seen pictures and footage of the dirty gear and clean gear and having to do all the disinfecting. How's that process working out?
It was odd. The first day was odd, and getting used to it. But now it's normal. We've got to go in the same entrance every day. We do is temperature. We've got to do. We've got an app on his phones about our well-being. If you've got any sort of symptoms at all, and if you've got any symptoms, it might not even be COVID related. They just put an absolute block on it, and you're not allowed training for 24 hours. Which is, they're taking all the precautionary steps that they need to do. So after the first week of getting used to, this is a bit different, type of thinking. It's all right now. It's just second nature. We get on with it. We've got to do a whereabouts, where we've been for the last 24 hours. Have we been in contact with anyone other than Roosters staff or family? Just so that they're on top of it straight away.
I suppose rugby players wise, you've always had a level of that monitoring of what you're doing anyway. Is it almost just a stepping up of what you'd normally be looking to do?
Yeah, we have to fill out a form every day for his well-being, how we feel, how we slept, how his nutrition been for the last 24 hours. It's just an extended version of that. How was his temperature? So we've all been given thermometers, which I keep outside of my bed, and every morning I check my temperature, make sure it's below 37.2. And then, it's all good.
And in terms of content now, is it sort of stepped up a bit this week? Is it in terms of content and what you're doing?
It's like the back end of a pre-season week. Everything's in normal rules, on the field anyway. But as soon as we get onto the field, we're in a clean zone, so we can do what we want, as we would training normally on the field. The drinks are a bit different. Like we've all got to have separate drinks to normal. Like I said, just drinking out of the bottle, which are communal type things. We've got it's a different setup with us drinking, but other than that, it's normal training.
And you obviously you had that knee injury when you were away with Great Britain last year. Are you nearing full fitness? Are you ready to go?
Yeah, I am full. I am full fit. My knee's fine. And because of I missed out on actual all the running during pre-season because I couldn't do that much. I could do bike and stuff, but it's never anything to compare against running. So I wasn't actually by the time the season started. My knee was all right, but my fitness levels weren't there, so I wouldn't have been fit to play. At the start of the season. So it's been a kind of a blessing in disguise. This big break, just because I've been working like everyone kind of had a couple of weeks off, and reset again. I worked all the way through and tried to push my fitness just so when we return back now, I'm in a good shape, which I am now, so it paid off.
And obviously, Roosters on a crest of a wave added the World Club Challenge to the Premiership as well. They'll be looking for another big year.
Yeah, we are. We've got a very similar philosophy to what we had at the Rhinos. We compete to win and win everything that we can. Every time we take the field, we play to win. So that's very much the theory going forward this year as well. We didn't get off to the best start. Obviously, the two results at the start of the season, we lost two. The Manly game was a very tight game in round two. We lost, to a drop goal. But yeah, looking forward, we're very competitive again, and it's looking forward to a good year. We don't really like to talk about it too much, but an opportunity to do something that not been done in a while in the NRL, going back to back to back. Something that we did at Rhinos when I was there, which I've talked to Trent Robinson a little bit about, but yeah. So we've got to get the rugby sorted first on field before we start worrying about anything like that.
And you thought one of the teams that would benefit from this forced layoff would be the Roosters, given how much rugby you've played over the last two seasons. No one's played more games than the Roosters because you've had to go to back-to-back grand finals.
Yeah. Well, it has been the NRL. It's a different setup, really. It's a Super League. It's managed a lot different. There's a lot less games, and there's compulsory buys in the middle of in the years. So it's a lot more, focused around the rest of the players and making sure every time the players take the field, they're in a good shape to get a high quality game. Obviously, I played most of my career in Super League and just got through. Ended up playing 40 games 1 year, and then when I come over and told the boys over here that that's something I've done, they couldn't believe it, because maximum you play is really 27. If you play, or 28 if you get to the grand final. They can't believe how much we have to go through in the Super League. But like you said, the rest, I don't know if it's going to help us or not, but because we looked after anyway. But we have got 18 games on the bounce to do, and hopefully some more playoff games as well on the back of that.
And you've got a strong squad at the Roosters, international players throughout the squad that presumably help you with that long run of games now.
Yeah, we've got great depth. Yeah, all across the board. There's no wonder why they've gone, back to back so far, and the back to back World Club champions as well, because they are star-studded and they've got real depth. So you can call on some good replacements when injuries happen or where players need a rest. So yeah, it always has been. It's always said every year that the teams with the best squad either side of the hemisphere, of the globe. The best squads win. It's not just the best 17, because you can't get through the full season like that. So it's everyone's looked after and everyone's a part of it.
And it's a cracker first up for Roosters in the restart against Souths, one of the oldest rivalries in the game.
It's a bit fresh for me. Really, I'm a year and a bit in now, so I know a bit more about it. But obviously being English and from Leeds, it doesn't really ring much for me, but all the lads tell me it's one that they don't like losing, to Souths, because we were on his doorstep, each other's doorsteps really. So you mingle, and you don't know if they're going to be a South supporter or a Roosters supporter, because everyone's got a footy team over here. It's either, it's certainly where I live, it's either Roosters or Souths, and you don't know whether to smile at people or to dodge them, So it's interesting, and it's always good to get the win in this sort of game.
And in terms of that no atmosphere, no fans in behind closed doors, one of the criticisms over here when we had the German football last weekend started up, and a lot of people watched over here about that atmosphere. Soccer lacked that intensity, but I'm pretty sure that South v Roosters, as you mentioned there, everyone knowing that it's so much at stake, that it ain't going to lack that intensity.
No, I don't think there will be. I think the games that happened over here behind closed doors before it shut down, I think they were just as intense as when they were with the crowd. You don't have to call it soccer anyway, Phil. I'm not. I've only been out of England for 18 months. So I know I still refer to it as football. But yeah, I saw something on about Piers Morgan. He was going mad about he was saying it's not worth playing and stuff like that. But he's very polarized, and he likes to pick a side and stick to it. But I don't think there'll be any of that over here. I think there'll be enough, like you say, intensity in the on the field. Rugby league's a different sport to football. So we'll generate some atmosphere.
And are you hoping to be involved in it, South?
I'm hoping to, but I don't know what's going to happen with the team. Obviously, we've got a deep squad, and we've got 3 international quality wingers in our squad, and the 2 that have been playing, and they played the first 2 rounds of, they finished the year and they've played really well. So I've got no worries about if I'm not picked on this. I know the season's a long season, and I've just got to wait for an opportunity, I think, and when one arises, I've just got to take it, just like any other player in any other position.
And presumably you're as confident as ever that you can make your mark in the NRL.
Yeah, I've still got the singular focus. The reason why I came over here was to be successful and to win something. That's still as present as ever. But like I say, I've just got to work a little bit harder to get into the team first, and hopefully I can keep it until the end of the year. Because we're like halfway through last year when I was playing before I got injured again. Things were going well. The coaches were happy with my performance. I think I was gelling well in the side, and I added to the side. I've just got to get back to that again.
I was talking to Richard Mathers yesterday, talking about his time at the Gold Coast. We were talking about English players, particularly backs who have found a tough time over in the NRL. He talks about how ruthless it is there, and the amount of talent there is in the backs there, and that pressure can either make you or crumble you. Is that something you're thriving on? Those you talk about those 3 internationals for 2 wing spots. Is that bringing the best out of you?
Well, it's hard when there's obviously no games. There's only training to go on. But yeah, I've always try and push, and there's every different aspect of training. Like there's your weight training, there's wrestling training, there's actual field training. There's different strands to go at, and I'm competitive and really trying to win at everything that I do, every strand to it. And I always seem to be pretty up the top end of things as well. So I'm pretty happy with that, physical performance wise. But obviously when it comes down to rugby skills and stuff, you've only got the 80 minutes in the game to really do that. And there's been a big 8-week gap without any of that. And I've just got to wait for my time to be picked and play on the field, get them minutes on the field. But hopefully I'm primed and ready to go. So as soon as I do get an opportunity, I'll be able to take it.
And we're asking each of our former Rhino stars to be ambassadors for their clubs for the return, getting the Rhinos fans to shout for a team over there when it comes back. So you're our Roosters ambassador. Why should the Rhinos fans be cheering on the tricolours?
Obviously because they are the world champs. Statistically, the best team in the world at the moment, and it's good making history. It was in the Rhinos in 2009 when we had a chance to go, on the three-peat. It was really good to be part of that historic side. Not many teams do it, so to have a chance to do it this year, and hopefully we can, get over the line. We need all the support we can get, and hopefully we can be a part of history.
And the team, obviously, you look very similar to the team that won the title last year. Is there anyone new that Rhinos fans should be looking out for that might not know too much about us yet?
Maybe not new, and you obviously you'll know him, but so Angus Crichton arrived in the team the same time as I did, and he had a bit longer on the field. He had less injuries than me, so he's gelled really well in the team, and he's going to be better again this year. And he's a quality player. In training, you can just tell there's something about him. He just he can just do things really well. It sounds simple, but everything that he's a back rower, and he just makes it look like everything's done perfectly. He adds some whack on the end of things, and he just gets his body in the right position every time. So I reckon this year is going to be a big year for Angus.